Constructor, leader of the Gestalt, known as Hercules.
This is Megatron, leader of the Predacons, and you're watching Kal-El Reviews. Yes.
This is the Retro Review Redo series, where we're reviewing older figures originally reviewed on the channel back when it was Kal-El Reviews. Chuck a comment below with any older figures you want to see reviewed in this series, and drop me a like while you're there, helps a lot. Over the next few videos we're going to be taking a look at the TFC Toys Hercules Combiner team, the original third-party Devastator, before there was a million of them. Hercules was such a watershed moment for third-party back in the day. It was such an exciting time seeing what innovation we'd see next, and what gaps would be filled, back when Hasbro really wasn't giving us the selection we get now. Anyway, moving on to Structor, TFC Toys' version of Transformers Scrapper, the leader of the Constructicons. Starting off in robot mode, the design holds up fairly well. It's fairly obviously Scrapper in my eye. I will just point out for this review that Structor and the other members of the Hercules team are my second copies. They're a little bit more played with than the original set I have, resulting in a little wear. My original set is still pristine, but as I have this second set and I was able to get it for a really good price, I don't want to risk any damage to the original set. So if there's any jankiness, that's probably just playware. Structor comes with two guns, one in purple and one in a translucent red, which will combine into Hercules? How do you say that? Will combine into the big guy's two large guns, along with the left and right wing piece for Hercules' chest piece, which can be used as hand weapons or arm blades. Up to you, do what you will. A couple of quick notes about robot mode. The heel supports that fold out of the legs. Now I said it like that because I recorded this like 5 times. Anyway, the heel supports that fold out of the legs can be very hard to get out. They're very stiff, and they don't really have anywhere that you can sort of hook onto. You may need a spudger or a plastic pry tool to help you. Also, you can see here there's a bit of a dump truck going on. If you're happy to quote unquote parts form, you can just change to an alternate display option, which I prefer. Just be careful when inserting this post, as it does flex a little bit going in. The only issue is now the cab section is loose, but you can peg it onto another figure or under his arm. It's whatever aesthetics you're after. Structor looks great, and when comparing him to his official option in Combiner Wars Scrapper, they both look great and can be a little stylistically different. With Structor being a little smaller and going for that more neo-classic style that was popular at the time of his development, I do prefer the G1 style torso and head of the official Scrapper. Otherwise, Structor looks great. I prefer the more saturated and less neon green too. A couple of other robot mode comparisons before we move on. Articulation is just fine with a head on a swivel, universal shoulder joint, a bicep swivel, a single jointed elbow, which due to its position and type gives double jointed movement, though it is a weird floating elbow. No wrist articulation, a side to side ab crunch, which due to being the combined mode's ankle, gives him a bit of versatility, a 360 waist swivel, though it will get blocked by that chunky butt if you don't get it out of the way, universal hips with a soft detent in the forward and back axis, thigh swivel, full range knees with heavy detents, almost too heavy, no ankle tilts, but that's kind of a product of its time. Now you'd think that the Combiner Wars version would be better articulated, having ankle tilts and all, but for fuck's sake, where are his elbows? It really is a shit stain on this figure. Fortunately rectified by the Unite Warriors release from Takara. Geez, being a little dramatic there, Carnage. Anyways, leave me a comment below about your favourite or dumbest lack of articulation that you know of. Anyways, I digress. Though as you can see for these poses, the lack of ankle tilts isn't too limiting. They're big and chunky, they hold their ground, and the side to side ab crunch adds to the dynamicism. The transformation is pretty straightforward, easy and repeatable, again with a slight exception of the heel supports, which can be difficult to fold out when going into robot mode. As long as the joints are all square, you'll have no issues. Rotating the front wheel shoulder panel, that black section, has always bothered me hand feel wise. It's really tight, it's heavy clicks, but to my knowledge I don't know of any breaks, and it seems fairly durable. It just feels concerned. Structor's vehicle mode looks great. When sitting alone, he has a great sense of scale as a massive green construction vehicle, specifically a payloader or front end loader, and a big one at that, going by some of the detailing such as sculpted in ladders and the cab size. In vehicle mode, the bucket is articulated, including a working central piston. There are some notable points of friction present specifically for the combined mode. The Hercules chest wings can be mounted on the vehicle as you please, along with his 2 guns. Another option you have if you own Excraver is to mount Excraver's shovel arm to make some kind of Frankendigger. Again, comparing Structor to Combiner Wars Scrapper, they are similar overall in size and fictional scale, with the official having larger features such as bucket and tyres. Overall, I prefer the aesthetic and colours of Structor, but each to their own. Here's a few more comparisons before we move on to League Mode. League Mode from vehicle mode is easy enough. Again, I dislike the feel of rotating these black panels, but otherwise it's fine. I do kind of wish the arms pegged in some way to be a tad more secure, but for the most part they do the job. Overall, Structor is a great figure and a great start to the set. Keep watching over the next few weeks as the reviews for the rest of the team will come out. I'll make a playlist as we go so you can keep track. Thanks for watching. If you're still here, I appreciate the full watch through. Consider joining the Patreon and the Discord. See you on the next one.
This is Megatron, leader of the Predacons, and you're watching Kal-El Reviews. Yes.